Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and as you can see right there in front of you, today we are reviewing a massive beast. This is the Damtoys Collectibles Carnotaurus, the full-bodied version. They have previously released two busts of this, and now they have released a full-bodied version. I did not purchase the busts because I wanted this one. I wanted the full-body version of the Carnotaurus, and I am super happy that I purchased this one because it is incredible without question, and it is honestly huge, way bigger than I expected it to be. Even the box is absolutely massive. I could not possibly fit the box in here to show you guys, but I have taken some images here to show you guys what the box does in fact look like. It's really beautifully done, very high quality box, and absolutely magnificent as far as the overall presentation of the box. And on the box you can also see that there were actually two different versions of this Carnotaurus. There's the version that I currently have, and there is also a reddish version. I like this one a good bit more than the reddish version, and I think that will still stand true when it comes to this one in person and not just the promotional images. Even though I probably won't ever see what the reddish version looks like in person, I can guarantee you that I am beyond words happy with this version. Previously, I've had a few Damtoys statues when it comes to their busts on this channel for review, but this is the very first time that I have the actual full-bodied statue of anything that they've released so far, and I cannot wait any longer. So without further ado, let's get a closer look right now. So starting up with the head sculpt, you can see that the head sculpt looks really cool. There is just a ton of different detail going on in it. I love this kind of armored appearance that you have all over the place, sort of like a spiky type of an appearance. You even have it down here on the lower jaw. As far as the scaling goes, it's honestly incredible. You can just see how much work has gone into the overall skin texture of this incredible statue, along with the details even up here in the horns. Look how beautiful that looks, and such incredibly nice paint application all over the place. You just can't help but to honestly be in awe staring at how good of a job Damtoys does currently on their models. You can see the inside of the mouth has really nice sculpt and detail in there, along with an incredibly nice wet look. It's got that beautiful gloss overall. You can see even the tongue has very nice texture to it. The inside of the mouth also looks really incredible back here in the back of the throat. Even the upper side of the jaw on the inside of the mouth looks really nice. The teeth also look beautiful, and you can see that they are given a nice yellowish appearance. A very realistic coloration, I would think, proving that the Carnotaurus definitely does not brush his teeth, but it honestly looks very realistic. The eyes are painted really nicely, and if we could focus, there we go. You can see just how beautiful they are. You got a brownish coloration with a black pupil, and they are glossed really nicely as well. You can see them shine and glisten there as I turn it, giving them that very realistic eye shine. The paint application on the head is also really nice. You can see many different variations of lighter and darker browns, giving it just beautiful color and skin tone. It honestly looks incredible. As you come down the neck, you can see all sorts of folding of the skin and stuff going on really nicely right here in the neck up here as well. Beautiful armored appearance to the back of the Carnotaurus. You can see just how beautiful that looks, and they've kind of dry brushed a light gray over it a little bit to really bring out the scaling and the incredible sculpt that is put into this. The further down the neck you get, you can see that the scales start to become a little bit bigger, and the upper armored area sort of has a dry brushing with like a light brown, almost a like goldish brown, to really nicely bring out the detail in that area as well. And again, just looking at this, you can see so many different variations of browns and everything all throughout. That looks really incredible. As far as looking like a very realistic skin coloration, you can see the arms are really nice and small, like you would expect them to be on a Carnotaurus. Also beautifully painted. Sorry I keep bumping the camera a little bit because the Carnotaurus is just too huge, but you can see that the hands are painted nicely. The nails are also painted beautifully and given a nice gloss on the nails to really shine quite realistically there as well. When you come up into the stomach, you can again see just how nice that scale work is. Really beautiful, and the paint application looks wonderful everywhere, honestly. Even on the underside, you can just see so much as far as paint variation going on, really making it look super realistic. and in a few areas you might pick up on a little piece of styrofoam or so here and there, because I did just break this out of the box and it's still got some of the styrofoam on it. Every so often you might pick up on some of that. If we look up here, you can see the hip bone very nicely protruding from the skin, and look how incredibly beautiful the musculature of the thigh is. This Carnotaurus overall looks extremely muscular, and it's just absolutely awesome. This is probably the best Carnotaurus that I have in my collection, and that is without question, even beating out the Sideshow version. Really nice, very large calf muscles right here in the back of the leg. You can see even the front of the leg kind of has that armored type of an appearance like you see along the back. Really nice scale work here as well. When you get down into the feet, look how really nice and very bird-like they look. Beautifully painted nails as well on the feet. Incredibly nice that looks. Super bird-like. Just the positioning of the foot and the leg looks incredibly bird-like, almost like you would see on an emu or something, so that's super cool. If we come back up here, you can again pick up on just so much going on. Look at all the wonderful skin wrinkling here behind the leg, kind of showing the leg stretching the skin right here behind it, and coming up into the tail. It really is awesome. Again, you have that very nice armored appearance up there on the top, and the incredible scales. I love all the cracks and creases all over the skin here of the lower part of the tail, and the tail runs out to a very nice, very beautiful curve here at the end, with a nice point at the very end. As far as looking at the other side, it might be a bit difficult due to the awkward position of the Carnotaurus, but again, you can see just how nice that looks. Look at so much paint variation going on. Even actually on the skin flap of the inside of the mouth, you have some paint variation and lots of different browns and stuff, kind of like a reddish brown here that's been dry brushed over these spiky areas of the Carnotaurus. Really nice detailing along the neck. You can really see the skin stretching quite beautifully, and almost like the tendons stretching and everything, as the Carnotaurus has its head in a very nice, very sharp left turn, looking like it's about to take a bite out of something. As you come down here into the arm area, you can definitely see the shoulder blade there protruding from the skin. Those really nice looking Carnotaurus hands and arms, very nice and short. Again, like you saw on the other side, exactly what you would expect on a Carnotaurus. The underside does also have some nice dry brushing that's been done to it. And even looking here, it's incredible how much paint variation has gone into this figure. They did not skimp out anywhere. You can see the dew claw over here on the opposing foot. It's really, really nice looking. You can see the skin stretching really nicely on this side as the Carnotaurus is pulling its leg back, really stretching the skin there, and that's beautifully shown throughout the sculpt again. Really nice hip bone right there. And again, the huge thigh muscle that we saw on the other side running down into the calf muscle. It looks incredible. Very beautiful armored appearance to the front of the leg. And then we get down into the, again, extremely bird-like foot of the Carnotaurus. And then back up here into the tail. Honestly, it looks beautiful the whole way out. Really nice striping that you get here out on the tail. And then we run out to the tip of the tail right there. This Carnotaurus is just breathtakingly gorgeous. And then looking at the base, you can see the base is really nice as well. There's lots of rocks and everything going on. It has a very nice forested area type of an appearance to it. You can see some vegetation here and there. The log that you see here looks really, really nice. It honestly looks like a legitimate real log. It's that well painted and well sculpted. Even the vegetation honestly looks incredible. Look at the paintwork on that. And again, this is all resin. You can see this isn't any kind of like a plastic vegetation or plant or anything that's on there. It's all resin. All looks really nice. Even the paint apps on the rocks look as legitimate as it could possibly get. Lots and lots of paint application and sculpt work has gone into the base. You can again pick up on vegetation even under the logs. The area where the log is actually broken right here. Just look how realistic that looks. It genuinely looks like a real broken log. There is so much going on all over the base. You can see there's the footprint for the Carnotaurus, along with the peg hole to put the Carnotaurus's foot into. Over here as well, you've got kind of like some dirt and soil down here. Really, really awesome. I love the base. I think the base is just fantastic and a great addition to this figure and statue overall. If we flip it over, very carefully. You can see on the underside it does say Carnotaurus Paleontology World Collectible Museum Series Damtoys Collectibles. So I am absolutely head over heels in love with this, and this is absolute perfection when it comes to a Carnotaurus statue. And again, applying your Carnotaurus to the base, it's just like most statues would be. You just kind of have to find the hole that the peg would go into, and then same deal for the rear leg. Let's go right about, let's get him in here. So right about there, it took a little better view to get the spot right, but you can see that the legs fit in there perfectly, and now the Carnotaurus looks like he is just legitimately running through the jungle, running through the forest, and it looks awesome. For a size on the Carnotaurus, as far as a height goes, if we go from the ground to the horn, you're looking at about 11 3/4 inches, or about 29 or more like 30 centimeters as far as a height goes. For a length, when we're connected to the tail and we go to the front of the snout there, you're about 23 3/4 inches, or about 60 centimeters in length. So extremely large as far as a Carnotaurus statue goes. This is significantly larger than the sideshow version. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex next to our Carnotaurus. And now next to the Papo T-Rex, you should definitely be able to get a good idea of how ridiculously large and awesome this Carnotaurus statue is from Damtoys. It is absolutely magnificent in person. It blows me away every single time I look at it, and honestly makes me fall in love with dinosaur statues all over again. When the Sideshow Collectibles line ended and we stopped getting dinosaur statues, I always had a soft spot for them. I was absolutely in love with the Sideshow line, but over time I kind of came to terms with the fact that there weren't any more Sideshow statues coming out, and then Damtoys came along and I got a couple of their busts, and I was very impressed with those busts. But at the same time, I felt like maybe they weren't quite as good as I was hoping they would be. They definitely didn't fill the void missing in my life when it comes to dinosaur statues that Sideshow had filled when they were still around. But now that I have officially received one of the Damtoys statues, one of the full-body Damtoys statues, I can say that without question I have no need in my life anymore for new Sideshow Collectibles Dinosauria Sideshow statues, because Damtoys has without question taken over their spot and are producing some of the absolute best dinosaur statues that I've ever seen in my entire life. Not to mention even bigger than the Sideshow statues, because this Carnotaurus is significantly larger than the Sideshow version, which I do also own. I figured that this would be actually a little bit smaller due to the images that were on the Sideshow Collectibles website when I had initially pre-ordered this, but man, it's honestly mind-blowing to see how large this is in person. The Carnotaurus itself is so well done as far as the sculpt and detail. I think that everything is spot on. It all generally looks realistic to what I would expect a Carnotaurus to look like running through the woods, kind of through a forested setting. At the same time, I think they've done such an incredible job of including such beautiful detail when it comes to the very fine scaling, and in certain areas having an incredibly armored type of an appearance. The paint application is also just off the charts fantastic. I know that there is that reddish version that we spoke of earlier, and a reddish version is kind of what always goes hand in hand with Carnotaurus, but I'm really glad that I got this version. I think this version looks much more natural, much better honestly than the reddish version did. I think that the coloration of this is so beautifully done. So many different color tones that have been put into this. And again, they've done a dry brushing over certain areas, just really bringing out the detail in such a brilliant way. The base is also incredible. Honestly, as mind-blowing as the dinosaur is, it looks seriously real. Everything from the vegetation to the logs. When you take a step back, you couldn't possibly tell me that it doesn't absolutely look like legitimate logs and vegetation and rocks and everything. So when it comes to this Carnotaurus statue, overall it has raised the bar, in my opinion, when it comes to what I can expect from Damtoys statues moving forward, because this is just so much better than the busts of any of the busts that I had. So far I only have the Dilophosaurus and T-Rex, and both were really good, but the full body statue here is just light years better than any of the busts that I've seen, in my opinion. And I cannot stress just how happy I am to have this in my collection. If you do want to buy this, unfortunately, this is the standard edition and it is sold out. However, there is a collector's edition, which is a little bit more expensive than this one. This one was, I think, about $350, so for something this size, it is crazy that this was this price. Even at the end of Sideshow's run, their statues were averaging close to around $400, and they weren't quite as big as this, so for $350, that is insane of a beautiful steal when it comes to this. But again, there is the collector's edition, which is also almost sold out. So as of filming this review, it is still available as far as the collector's edition, which includes a Carnotaurus skull, but I think that jacks the price up like $75 more, so I was really only worried about the statue itself. I was okay with missing the skull. But if you do want to get a hold of this, as far as the Sideshow website goes, I know you can still, as of right now, order the collector's edition. So I would recommend heading over there as soon as possible and placing an order for this if you do want it, because, as I said, that does state on the website, it is almost sold out, so it'll be gone in no time, I'm sure. And then this will disappear into history of beautiful dinosaur statues. So if you do want to pick this up, make sure you check the description. I'll include a link straight to the Sideshow website where you can check it out for yourself. But before you do that, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified of any future videos, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.